Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Fermi Paradox. When last we left off, we were just kind of coaxing all of our civilizations to the far corners of the galaxy. We ignored a lot of radio chatter in the universe just because it didn't work out so well for us, and Kepler crashed. So now maybe we'll get a new species there. Maybe somebody else will land there. And also, too, so many societies are like really at the upper brink of their technological level. So, on the one side, we could have a lot of extinction on our hands, or on the other side, we could have the end game any moment now. It's kind of exciting, because I'm not really necessarily pushing for it. I'm just kind of letting things be things. Kind of let the universe work out itself in its own way. So, this could be the last episode, or it could be 5 episodes from now. It's hard to say. We'll see what happens. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and start with the Damani over here. Just because their resources are exhausted in 93 years. So, the decorated Damani refugee fleet sage captain retires from active service. Don't need their... let's keep their growth going down, because I think that's the only thing that's going to help us with the resources. Now the settlers are dealing with resource crisis in Vex. Antimatter sources are becoming scarce in the Vex System. Great. So what you gonna do about it? It's because you took over a planet that was already inhabited. Like, come on. If we do war, we gain 5 synthesis. I like that. Crisis, 100% chance of harm, and 97% chance of settler ethic value. Oh, chance for decline. So we could do this one, but I kind of want to do war, because, I mean, why not? Because we're just going to be having more casualties. Ooh. We're going to have a higher dystopia, again. Ooh. And the resources are exhausted in 100 years, but they're also going to be losing population. So theoretically, that might help them. So the settlers pick up their ray guns. Oh, they got ray guns. Pew pew! And fight over access to the remaining antimatter sources. Solar battleships destroy entire space bases in the so-called antimatter wars. And it's 4.2 billion casualties. So that might actually help overall. Let's see what happens. Oh, resources are exactly the same, folks. Let's take the ethical value hit so that we can gain the synthesis. The settlers in the Vex System mourn the death of a beloved leader, Julius Wheeler. That's so dumb. That didn't make any sense at all. Alright, the colonial settlers grow to fear the ruthless leader. Oh great, so they've got the death of one ruler, new ruthless leader. Depopulation in Sirius. Gene beasts. Gene beasts. That sounds terrifying. Geneticists do the impossible and bring back ancient extinct species for the amusement of the Gliese. Da da da. Unprepared for these bizarre beasts' behavior, park engineers quickly lose control over the animals and they escape into the wild. These fearsome monsters destroy the local fauna and rampage through Gliese cities. Welcome to Jurassic World. As a child, I remember feeling a profound sense of wonder while watching the towering dirivores slink about the zoo of antiquity. Months later, racing into the evacuation ship, I wondered how many of my neighbors I was faster than. Oh, that was well worded. Whoever made that quote, that was a well worded quote. Okay. I kind of want regular development. I want them to have these things. I don't want to afford the 30 synthesis for massive depopulation, but kind of want bad things to happen. Let's see. What's the flavor text? Legal action and shifting blame delay efforts to deal with the crisis. The animals rampage for months before they can finally be put down. Oh. Or prevention. Coordinated strike forces organized by the Gliese Commonwealth's elite space marines are sent to hunt down and destroy the beasts. I think we're going to go with regular development. The resources are real low anyway, so they need to lose some population anyway. Okay. So, growth be down. Take regular synthesis, because we're going to need it when they suddenly don't have anything left to eat. It is possible that an advanced civilization originating from any observable star already exists in the Sirius System. Regular synthesis. A charismatic Gilisarian cult governor rises to power in the Sirius System. Let's take the ethical value hit for the synthesis gain. Let's take the tech hit here. Memes full of misinformation spread like wildfire among the Gilisarians. They got 10 years of resources left. Alright, superluminal age for the settler Armada. Faster than light travel. They'll get to their destination much quicker now. We could do wisdom, advancement, or power. How are they doing? Growth is at a standstill. Resource scarcity is fine. All of these things are fine. So we could farm them for 2 synthesis. God, that's so lame. Just 2 synthesis. But I mean, you know. The weapon systems of the Settler Expansion Armada are overhauled with an assortment of death rays. The upgraded fleet is capable of single-handedly annihilating a planet. Death rays. Let's see here. Don't want their growth to go up. Let's lower their harm potential. Why not? They're doing absolutely fine. So let's go back. Let's see. Are these the ones? No, these are not the prune that are having the problem. They're going to have a problem in like 20 seconds because they're going to be assaulted by unwanted guests. We'll have to see if this will be the only species left of the prune, or if the Damani are finally going to meet their demise. The Damani meet their demise. God, can they just have, like, peaceful relations? I don't know. I mean, technically they can if we want to spend the synthesis on it. Question mark. Because every now and again I get a weird need to do a question mark. The Damani refugee fleet made contact with the Vulkan Spheres. After numerous years of travel, the Damani refugee fleet has finally arrived at its destination, but the Gliese System is inhabited by the Vulkan Spheres. What is going to happen when the Damani make contact with the Vulcans? What will happen indeed? So far they've had several fights with several different societies, so we could exchange, which still has a 72% chance of aggressive reaction because of the Vulcans' ethical value. We could do observation, which has a 100% chance of going wrong because the Damani are aggressive. Or we could have extermination, which means that Gliese is completely destroyed. So after first contact, both sides are hostile toward each other, and the Damani refugee fleet decides to attack the Gliese System with full force. So not really sure where that's going to go. If I do that, do they both die? Or are they just going to destroy the planet and move on? I kind of want to see... I want to see... I'm kind of curious. Extermination's on my mind, just because I'm literally kind of curious whether or not they would destroy the planet and go, or if they would be destroyed. But I'm kind of curious to see if we pick observation, how are they going to aggressively observe, I think is the question I have. So let's pick observation and see what happens. They're not observing very well. They're full on attacking them. The commanders of the Damani refugee fleet decide after long observation that they should try to conquer the Gliese System even if they have to expel or destroy the native Vulcans. Void Marines do not determine who is right, only who is left. Not what is right, but what is easy. Okay, banishment. The Vulkan Spheres do not stand a chance against the invaders. The entire population are allowed to flee the Gliese System in a refugee fleet. So that means that these guys, the Prune, are ousted, just like the humans were. We could do regular invasion. The winner of the battle for the Gliese System will be the faction with the best technology, which means that... Oh! Vulcans are going to have large casualties, but the refugee fleet, the Damani, are going to retreat, so they're not going to be destroyed. Interesting. Or if we do maximal attack, then both are exterminated. I'm going to do regular invasion, because I want to see what that looks like. So they have a lot of casualties, but they still have a lot left. And the Damani are going to flee. So let's see how that looks. Okay, and there they go. They're still alive. Well, that's cool. Actually, let's see here. So their growth, resource scarcity, they all look good. And then how are the Damani doing? Resources now 93 years. And they've only got 8 billion left. But I think that's okay. As long as we just turn the growth to 0, I think we'll be fine. Potential casualties, let's lower that. Exosuit soldiers and the Damani refugee fleet are assigned to non-military positions among the crew. Do I want tech? I'm gonna go question mark. Support systems need more resources and energy during the Damani refugee fleet escape. So let's add more population here. Just so that they're not dwindling so quickly. Paradigm shift in Rigel. Ice tunnel network. The empires begin creating an intricate network of tunnels through the ice crust of Rigel 7. The routes connect residential areas on a global scale, establishing safe trade routes across land that was previously dangerous or even impossible. Our songs tell of a time when we lived beneath the ice, carved our cities in tunnels of glittering blue and white. Is it any wonder that our greatest heroes came from such a time, when bare survival demanded great deeds? Daughter of the Red Glacier. What a name. Daughter of the Red Glacier. Okay. Cultural descent. We gain some synthesis. They gain some harm potential and dystopia. Right, I might choose that. Cultural ascent is 50 points? You're kidding. Or we can do cultural expansion, but that's not great. Their growth is already really high, so let's do descent. Ice tunnel network. Convenient at first, it soon becomes clear that these tunnels can also be used to secretly transport large numbers of motorized infantry. Tensions and distrust reach new heights. Yikes. I think they're doing okay over here, actually. So let's spend our attentions over here. These poor Damani. They're literally, like, just limping along. Several Damani refugee fleet officers are removed from their posts. Sirius is out of resources. The exhaustion of the gas giant reservoirs. The Gilisarians have used up all available gas giant reservoirs. They are no longer able to provide for their extraplanetary cities, and their commonwealths will soon fall apart. The overuse of gas refinery stations has destabilized the environment to the point where the Gilisarian society may not survive this devastating crisis. Orbiting Earth in the spaceship, I saw how beautiful our planet is. People, let us preserve and increase its beauty, not destroy it. Yuri Gagarin, Soviet cosmonaut. Okay. So, we can kill them off, complete extinction. Or we can collapse or regress. Thinking probably regress. Let's see, collapse. What's it? Chance of tonal carnage is 75%. So not terrible. But I'm thinking regress. We don't have to pay for it. And chance of tyranny is 64%. So to survive, the Gilisarians have to abandon their extraplanetary cities and form small self-contained communities. The fall of the Gilisarian commonwealths could lead to a savagery and oppression unbeknownst to anyone currently living there. What does regression look like? After using up all their gas giant reservoirs, the Gilisarians manage to manage the impossible by keeping their society alive without turning to violence. They abandon their military defense installations and research cities and find a way to live in small, self-contained communities. But how many Gilisarians can survive this way? That is an excellent question. So, we could have total regression, which gains us 17 synthesis. Ugh, got it. They're going to be almost down to nothing. They're going to be, what at 1,000? I think that's what the math is there. Oh, wait, 1 million. Sorry. Because after Next down is million. I could pay for minimal regression. I could do that. I could. But do I want to? Not really. If I do total regression, they're going to potentially go down a tech level. Maybe. They're going to lose a lot of lives. Their potential casualties are going to skyrocket, but resources will... There will be a little bit of resources. That's interesting. So if I go here, they'll have a lot more resources. But if they gain a little bit of resources and lose almost everybody, they might be okay. So let's do total regression. Struggling to create a society without gas giant reservoirs, the extraplanetary cities of the Gilisarians fall apart, and the Gilisarian inhabitants perish. Only a few outsider communities manage to survive. Oh boy. Okay, resources went skyrocketing because of how little the amount of individuals we have. So the growth is way down though, so we want to normalize that, I think. Let's lower their harm potential. Let's bring up their growth a little bit there. Don't need them to go extinct. Yeah, let's go with resources. Memes promoting environmental conservation measures circulate among the Gilisarians in the Sirius System. Let's take their tech down a little bit, gain the synthesis from that. Will we ever adapt to the strange fauna on Dogstar? That is a good question. An excellent question, some might say. Alright, how is the human spaceship doing? They're receiving alien signals. Indeed they are. Signs of the polar monkeys. The antimatter specialists of the human spaceship are detecting unusual radio wave patterns. By chance they find traces of the ice songs sent out from the polar monkey civilization. But will their mercurial computers analyze the true nature of the signal? The heart of it that is so deadly and dangerous. Well, it's all zero. So actually I might choose enthusiasm for once. Because it doesn't cost me anything. And it's all things that are good, really. I mean, if I look at hostility... Oh. Only fragments of the ice songs can be decoded and taken out of context. The polar monkeys look quite disturbing. The human merchant captain decides that the crew must prepare for the worst. I like that flavor text, but it really doesn't do me any good. It doesn't do this society any good. It doesn't give me any synthesis. Neither does this, but it does a little bit of good on all of these categories. So I think for once I'm going to lean towards the positive. I know. This is the negative playthrough. This is where chaos reigns. But every now and again, you got to do something nice. So, the lead antimatter specialist deciphers the ice songs with awe, and for the rest of their enterprise, the onboard crew counselors explore the values of the Polar Monkey Society. Okay. Do I want more resources? Less resources? Let's harvest a little bit of your resources there. And then give them back. You can have them back. Harvest the resources, then take them back. Settler Hegemonies, they've changed their name. Consumption in Gehenna. Sunspot energy crisis. In recent years, large cool patches have begun to appear in the photosphere of Gehenna. Over time, this reduces the star's energy output enough that settler antimatter specialists grow concerned. Experts gather to discuss if this is a natural phenomenon or whether their own tampering might be to blame. Okay, regular development. I gain 2 synthesis. They lose some resources. Prevention, don't want to do that. So I think we'll do regular development. What's our flavor text? The settler hegemonies restrict star siphoning and plasma manipulation operations near Gehenna. The star slowly recovers. Okay. Cool. Resource scarcity is heading in the wrong direction, but I think we're okay overall. Let's add to their tech level. Let's lower their growth a little bit there. And the settler cryocolonists establish a new hegemony. What horrors might we awaken when we play with the fabric of space-time? Now they're getting signals. From another star. The school project. Settler children have access to sophisticated technology during their education, which can be used to complete their own home research projects. One bright child decides to begin scanning the galaxy for alien signals. The grown-ups are amused by this, until the day the child discovers the propaganda broadcast from the Vulkan civilization. Schooled by a child. It is unwise to give the young of a species unfettered access to technology. In at least 3 cases, an advanced civilization has gone extinct because of the unsupervised science experiments of children. Terrifying. Hostility, enthusiasm, ignorance. Okay, hostility. What is the hostility option here? Hegemony agents show up to escort the child from the school. Shortly after, the settler hegemonies declare that they have uncovered a message of war from the Vulkan civilization. Oh. Ooh. They're taking credit for it. Oh, that's juicy. That's exciting. Shortly after, they declare that they have uncovered a message of war. Oh, they're changing it to war. Oh. Interesting. Well, yeah, now that's interesting. Okay, hostility, we got it. Plus we get 7 synthesis, so that doesn't hurt. That's nice. Let's add to resources here. Floating space junk has been cleaned up by a multi-hegemony work team. Let's lower their potential casualties. Now, the settler factions are getting signals. Everybody's getting signals. Will it be good for them? The Military Observatory, a remote military observatory in Vex System, is registering traces of the ice songs from the Rigel System. This hub was only used for coordinating the movement of solar battleships, and the settler military commander in charge has to decide if they want to inform the settler factions. All warfare is based on deception. So they can meet it with enthusiasm, which actually gives us synthesis. So it's, again, the second thing that they've been enthusiastic about in that case. Or they can do hostility. But we have to pay for hostility. That's no fun. So let's try enthusiasm. The military observatory. After the signals from the Polar Monkey civilization were shared with every settler faction, the military observatory is repurposed into a flourishing scientific hub. What is the hubbub about? After the traces of the ice songs of the Rigel System were picked up by the settler military, the inhabitants of the Vex System repurposed their solar battleships to hubs for their antimatter scientists. Just chugging right along here. The Odo are now in the superluminal age. We didn't have to do much with them. They're just kind of existing on their own over here. These spider-faced gorillas over here. Okay, so we could go with wisdom, advancement, or power. Why don't we do wisdom? Because it gives us money. The Odo achieve an intimate understanding of the fundamental laws of the universe. The mysteries of the cosmos begin to reveal themselves in strange and mysterious ways. The Odo can now build space habitats. They enables them to harvest anomalies and antimatter adjacent to the Tau Ceti system. Are we living in a computer simulation? Okay. How's the refugee fleet doing? Damani and Justice. They're doing absolutely fine. When will they fire the antimatter torpedoes? As resources slowly become scarce among the Damani refugee fleet, murmurs begin among the Damani that they would have a better chance of surviving if the fleet's resource storage weren't spread so thin. Soon sage captains began eyeing each other suspiciously, each worried that the other will launch a preemptive attack to seize the refugee fleet's materials. So they're in a total Cold War here. If we give up, we'll be expelled from the Garden of Eden, but someone has to be expelled. The Garden of Eden has a limited capacity. The Dark Forest by Lu Chixin? Science fiction writer? Sorry if I got your name wrong there. I'm pretty sure it was not the second saying, but I'm pretty sure I also got your first name wrong too. So, for that matter, let's learn about the Damani. We can have massive injustice, regular development, or prevention. Both are free, and nothing gives us synthesis, so let's go for prevention. The Damani crew counselors begin fleet-wide communications to directly address the crisis. Slowly, a culture of trust is built and the fears of the crew are allayed. Aww, that's nice. So where are they headed? They're headed toward the Kepler system. So is that... Yeah, so they're headed toward the planet that has not been inhabited. That's good. They can go there. They can go live there. Harm potential? I think they're okay. We'll leave them be. Let's go to the Vulkan Spheres. They're doing okay too. Growth is really high. So maybe we take the growth down a bit. Reactor explosion damages a deep space habitat, killing every Vulcan inside. That's bad. That's very bad. Alright, potential casualties. Let's load that up. A solar dreadnought exterminates the entire exosuit soldier army of a mighty Vulkan sphere. Should we lower tech? Let's lower tech a little bit. A wormhole to another star system was constructed near the Vex System, but the portal structure was unstable and had to be destroyed, taking with it the entirety of scientific progress. Darn. Memes. Memes are a thing. Memes are a thing. This is true. Advanced quantum computing enables ever more complex works of holographic art. Should we go for resources? Resources it is. Memes promoting environmental conservation measures circulate among the Vulcans in the Gliese System. Growth in soul. Alien plantation. Cortex colonists have discovered a type of alien flora that, through modification, can be digested by Vakai. The colonial scientists try to cultivate these plants on the land regions of Earth. One should eat to live, not live to eat. It's apparently the 10th law of Dinotopia. Also, just in case any of you are wondering, eat to live, don't live to eat. Okay, dead end, regular development, civilization pillar. Civilization pillar is likely going to... I mean, their growth is in a decline, but it's going to probably affect our resources. But it does give us 2 synthesis. So funny. It's like, but I mean, I guess I'll get 2 synthesis from it. So, okay, large plantations of the modified plants are successfully built around the colonial bases. They feed many Vakai Cortex colonists. Okay, let's go with that. So resources are down, but we're going to click this button. Resources can go upward again. I say let's lower their population a little bit. Tyrannical measures reduces the Vakai population in the Sol system. Lower their harm potential. Harm potential is at 29%. Crikey. Okay. Resources go up. The colonial planners establish a protected land region on Earth. Growth goes down. Like 2%, pretty stable growth. Question mark. A once-power scientific faction falls on Earth. Okay. I think they've stabilized enough. I think overall... Ironically, I feel like we're in a pretty good place, because we got the Vulkan Spheres still up and thriving. The Damani are going to a barren planet. Actually, not barren. Sorry, I misspoke. A higher level intelligence planet. I don't know. I can't remember the classifications of intelligence that people go through with all this, but no sapient. There we go. No sapient life on Kepler. So they can go and have a nice society there. And these folks are heading toward the Gliese System. So they're heading over here. Yeah, they're heading right to there. So that'll be interesting, because everyone's kind of targeting this planet. But, you know, all things considered, I think we're doing very well. If you liked this episode and you want to see more of what's coming on the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to be notified of new videos. Like this video so it shows up in the YouTube algorithms. And as always, folks, I will see you in the next game.